Shalom, this is Gamali Allah out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, it's going to be a quick lesson. Alright, and it's going to be entitled Flee Youthful Lust. Okay? You know, in this truth, alright, there's a lot of things that you basically have to overcome and purge out of your system. Okay, a lot of lusts of the world, you know. But as you grow in the spirit, as you grow in this knowledge and in wisdom, okay, you start to become a new man. Okay, you start to put off that old man, like the scriptures say. All right, and you know, part of that is fleeing youthful lust. So this is 2 Timothy 2, and I'll start at 21. If a man therefore purge himself, matter of fact, let me see. Okay, so like y'all start at 20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and earth, and some of honor and some to dishonor. Verse 21, if a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use. That's right. So, all right. So, basically using the parable, okay, or using the Lord's house, okay, as a parable, okay, and it says some vessels to honor and some vessels to dishonor. All right. And it says, if a man purge himself, okay, he shall be a vessel unto honor, okay, sanctified and meet for the master's use. That's right, because sanctified meaning what? Meaning clean and pure. Okay, so the only way that the Lord can use you, okay, the only way the Lord can deal with you is if you're sanctified, okay, as if you are actually purging yourself, okay, cleansing your ways, okay, cleansing these lusts, okay, and especially going into the Passover. We know that this is a very spiritual time, okay. You know, Passover being you know, in the middle of March, okay. You know, now is actually the time to actually focus on bettering ourselves and actually purging our vessel and getting whatever leaven or uncleanliness we have about ourselves and purging it out. Okay. All right. So it says, and meet for the master's use and prepared unto every good work. That's right. So the master being what? The Heavenly Father. All right. And it says being meet. Okay. Being right. All right. Me and the brother Kashakwala, we did a lesson being meat for the masters, being meat for YAHAWASHI. All right. Okay. So meat being meaning what? Being proper. Okay. All right. And it says, and prepared unto every good work. It says, flee also youthful lust. Okay. And that's the point of this lesson. Excuse me. Excuse me. But that's the point of this lesson. Okay. Is to flee youthful lust. All right. And, you know, we all have things about us. We all have different different ways about ourselves, okay, that we have to basically grow out of, okay, to mature out of. All right, you know, to spiritually mature, meaning what? Meaning you've conquered that aspect of the flesh, okay, because we all have different aspects of the flesh that may hinder us, okay. All right. It says, flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace, all right, with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. That's right. So it says, follow righteousness, faith, charity, and peace. So these are the things, these are the attributes that we want to follow, that we want to embody, okay, and to turn away from youthful lust, because it's a youthful, all the lust of the world, you know, they're all carnal, okay. and youthful lust meaning what? Um, I'll give you an example. Uh, you know, Early in the truth, when you first learn the truth, you still kind of have, one foot in the world. So you may want to have multiple women. You may want to have a nice car. You may want to have, uh, nice clothes, um, different things of that nature. Okay, you may want to still kind of have certain things in the world, but when you flee youthful lust, when you kind of get a little bit more maturity in the spirit, then you really kind of start to say to hell with that stuff, man. Clothes and having multiple women and having different things. Those are all youthful lust. When a man is young in age, okay, he's enticed by the world. Okay, he's still enticed. I'm talking about. I mean, even young in the spirit, but also young in physical age. Okay, when you're in your early 20s, late teens, early 20s, mid 20s. Okay, as a young man in age, okay, there's a lot of youthful lust that you still that still may entice you, that still may attract you. All right, but being a seasoned man in the truth, okay, no matter what age, you're supposed to put those things off. Okay, you're supposed to be able to kind of conquer those things and put them in the background. All right, and prioritize. Okay, and follow righteousness, faith, charity, and peace. Okay, it says with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next precept I have. All right. Now let's get 1 Corinthians. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13:11. And it says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. Right, so when you're a child, all you know is childlike ways, okay? It says, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, meaning spiritually. Because, we're actually children, okay? The scriptures say, basically it compares coming into the truth as being a baby, okay? And we're babes in YAHAWASHI, okay? We're as children, okay? Because what? Because we had to actually relearn and come fresh, okay? Put off that old man, okay? Put off all that old knowledge and come into the new knowledge as babies, okay? But it says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. That's right. So we all had, when we came into the truth, we all had childlike thoughts, okay? We all had, cares of the world. We all had, vain questions, vain questions, okay? Vain thoughts, what if this, what if that, curious minds. All right, but it says, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. All right, and like I said, it's time to really mature in this thing. Okay, it's understandable for a man that's been around for like maybe a year, 6 months, year and a half, even 2 years. It's understandable for a man to still make certain mistakes, make certain novice mistakes. But once you have been around for maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you should actually know better. Okay, you should actually start. This is when this scripture should actually start to come into play. All right, as far as but when I became a man, I put away childish things. All right, so as you progress in this thing, you should be putting away those lusts of the flesh, okay, those youthful lusts, okay? And like I said, certain things like, having money and, just like carnal things, and of course there's nothing wrong with having money, but what did the scripture say? The love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, not money itself. Money itself isn't wicked. Okay, but it's the love of money that creates wickedness. Okay, all right, and you know, so when you actually are focused on money and materialism, uh, materialism, being materialistic, and like I said, having an abundance of different things, and you want to be in the truth and still do this and do that. All right, that's youthful lust. Okay, you're holding on to a lot of youthful lust that you got to get off of you. You know. All right. So let's go to. Let me see if was that it. Okay. Now let's go to Galatians 5. All right, because this is the perfect chapter on the flesh and the spirit. Okay. All right. Galatians 5 and 17. 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. That's right. So, as men of the hopefully elect, okay, we have to walk in the spirit, okay, walk in righteousness, okay, and actually, want to better ourselves spiritually, all right, and not be chasing things of the world, chasing these youthful lusts, okay. But and it says it, you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh, and those are those youthful lusts, you know, and the main lust is, I tell you, is women. You know, we all tend to want multiple and have not only that, but money and different things of that nature. But you always kind of want an abundance of those things. All right, but as far as being in the truth, you kind of have to put that on the back burner. All right. And it says, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other. Okay, so that you cannot do the things that you would. That's right, because that's the internal war within ourselves. And a big aspect of this truth is conquering yourself. Okay, conquering your outer man. Your inner man being what? Your spirit. All right, but you have to conquer that outer man, okay, which is the ego, which is the old you, okay. All right, our inner man is what? Being refined and cleaned and is dwelling in YAHAWASHI, okay, and that's our spirit, okay. That's our true inner being, okay, is our spirit. And it says, but if ye be led by the Spirit, ye are not under the law. All right. And then when you go down, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, idolatry, witchcraft. All right. These are all things, these are all different aspects of lust. Okay. Because all that stuff, when men are enticed to commit adultery and fornication and all these different things, it's based off of lust, okay? Lust is a very big aspect of wickedness, okay? So, but the scriptures tell us to flee youthful lust and to walk after righteousness. So, that's pretty much the point. Hopefully, brothers got the message. All right, hopefully we're edified. I want to give my praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.